The following is rated F for fairness. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Welcome to the audio show.
So, friends, I won't lie. I have a very insatiable appetite for these skits because I feel like they quench my thirst of you know, uh, being back on the stage. You know what I mean? As in performing as an actor. Because I've done acting for such a long time. So when I watch these skits, I watch them from two spaces. I watch them from a place of the audience, and I watch them from the place of a critique of the actor and actresses, and if they're playing the scene right, and if the emotions are there. Tonight we were talking about this baby that Amber had that she had lost. And we're not talking about baby David because we know we've settled the conversation on baby David. But the idea here was that, Anthony did not want the baby that Amber have. I think that was the argument. And I just wanted to kind of pull some clips up just to kind of show y'all what was happening in that timeline and what things look like. And I'll probably give some feedback as I go along. This is the first scene of Amber noting that she wasn't pregnant because she had taken a test and she's saying that she wasn't pregnant. And basically, Shayla was celebrating because that's what Shayla was doing in that point in time, playing games while having Anthony by the balls, of course.
Yeah. Well, don't rush it. There's no need.
Listen to me, you've been pregnant for 10 minutes talking about don't rush it. What you know about her? Where are my keys? Lord Jesus. So
If something's wrong, iron this shirt.
oh yeah, you do need to iron that.
Hey,
Hey, Anthony.
So pay attention to Anthony coming in. When Anthony comes in, he sees Shayla, look at the reaction on his face. Basically, as far as he's concerned, not again. This girl is here again. I'm not sure if she's going to be telling my wife that we're having a baby together. That's what you're seeing on Anthony's face. That's what he keeps playing in these particular scenes.
Shayla, what's going on?
Just hungry.
We just have to go get something to eat because she is always hungry.
Because maybe talk about everything happens for a reason, and we will have our child in God's time.
Look at Shayla's face again. Notice Shayla's face because Shayla is like, what? How you dare say these things while I'm having your child inside of my stomach? Because of course, she's trying to basically, get this man from this woman. And I'm showing you exactly why as well too. I have all of this smoke for the Shayla character, but hey, you'll see it as you go along.
Thank God's time.
Our baby in God's time.
Thank God's time. You feeling okay about that, Anthony?
Yeah. It's
Okay, so see? So that's the first scene. So you understand what was actually happening, how Shayla basically held this over Anthony's head the entire time because as far as she's concerned, she has the upper hand on Anthony at this point. Let's move to the next clip. Now, this clip has created a lot of controversy because according to people, this was a scene that they think that Anthony did not want this actual child. And I was trying to say to them, no, it's not that Anthony didn't want the child. It's just that basically Anthony was feeling stressed out by the mere fact that Amber is now pregnant along with Shayla being pregnant. But take a look for yourself.
Dave,
Is that what I think it is?
it is. We're pregnant. It is crazy, Anthony, because after I took the first one and it was negative, I just kind of accepted that, but my cycle never came, so I just thought maybe I should take another one. And it's like God always does things.
So look at Anthony's face in this moment. In this moment, Anthony is playing, if you want to think deep into his thoughts, he's playing, I don't know what I'm going to actually do. This is actually crazy. That's what people are seeing when they're talking about the Porsche. You're not seeing him not wanting the kid. You're seeing him realizing that, you know what? My wife is now pregnant and I have this other baby on the side. Remember, he was carrying all of this during this time.
In his timing.
And you took both the tests that come in the pack?
It doesn't even matter. This one says we're pregnant. We have the baby.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Wow, pregnant.
So Amber doesn't know what she was seeing in this moment. To her, she was like, wait, what is this all about? Like, why is Anthony looking as if he's not excited? Which makes sense. She's playing it the right way. It doesn't make sense to me. We've been trying to get pregnant and all of a sudden now, we get pregnant and it's almost like he doesn't like it. That doesn't make sense.
That's, ooh.
I'm gonna be a mommy. And you're gonna be a daddy.
Yep, that's
Our first baby.
2 lines.
Listen to the line right there. The line saying two lives. Two lives as in what? Two lives as in Kai and as in this baby that's in Amber's stomach. That's what Anthony's talking about. So what you're seeing on the porch is not Anthony not wanting the baby. It is Anthony realizing that now he has two people pregnant.
Says he's pregnant.
Oh my God. Aren't you excited?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah?
Had to have a baby. Yeah.
Or maybe it's twins.
So look at this moment. You have to watch his face. His face again is saying, man, how am I going to explain this? This doesn't make sense. I'm getting deeper and deeper into the pit hole that I've been falling in. You know what I mean? So basically him and Shayla in this pit hole. Let's move to the next scene. So the next scene we have Cruella herself, Shayla, basically getting the news from Amber that, hey, you know, she's pregnant, because Amber, of course, can't keep this news to herself. She has to share it with Shayla again, which is exactly why I give Shayla the flack that I do. I want you to pay attention.
I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. Amber, Shayla, I got.
So let me stop this frame right here because I want y'all to see it. They deliberately play this shot because they want you to see exactly what's going on. Shayla has now realized that Amber is pregnant. If Amber is pregnant, then the plan of me taking Anthony away from Amber does not work at all. Because now there's another woman that is actually still in the picture, which is Amber, which is still in the picture at this point in time. Now, these were all moments when Shayla was actually pregnant. Amber has recalled memory of all of these moments that are going on. So regardless of how we're looking at it as to if Amber knew of all of the things or not, all of these moments are still in her mind. All of these things matter. All of these things would have been remembered. You would remember things like these because you remember exactly the things that you're actually seeing, because it didn't make any sense at that point in time. Whether it was Anthony or it was Shayla, you'd have seen these things. But look at Shayla, because yes, she's about to get a headache because she cannot believe the news that Amber is pregnant.
No, God is real.
And you heard the moan, and that moan is saying, Lord, what am I going to do? That's the idea of what they're playing in that moment. Let's move to the next moment. Now, friends, I want you to forgive me for the order, because the order of these are hard to figure out, because again, hey, I've done so many videos now, I don't know which order they come in, but I'm just giving it to you where you are. We play this on the channel. This is exactly where, you know, Shayla decides to go and check Anthony, how dare him get, you know, Amber pregnant.
Why would you lay with Amber and possibly get her pregnant when I'm pregnant?
Okay, so
this is your first child. You're making this not a special moment.
So you actually think that I'm doing this to spite you? You're expecting me not to lay with my wife. She's your best friend. I get that. But that is my wife. I took vows with her.
Anthony, you can prevent it.
So listen to how Shayla basically is gaslighting and telling him he can prevent it. Listen to Anthony's responses that, hey, no, it's my wife. I still have to lay with her nonetheless. It makes no sense. Remember, this is a side piece. And it's exactly what the side piece acts, by the way, in case you don't know. Where the side piece will come off as though she's delusional, like she don't really get exactly where you're going with things, especially when they're crazy like Shayla.
Prevent it how? How am I supposed to prevent? It's my wife. You think I'm supposed to have unprotected sex with, or use a condom with my wife? What are you talking about?
God, Anthony, you are just making this so much more complicated than what it has to be.
No, Shayla.
You need to protect your child. Right?
I am protected.
Why would you have a baby in the midst of me being pregnant? You know this is your baby.
Okay, I know this is my baby, but I also know that is my wife.
Okay. Again, Anthony keeps reiterating to her that this is his wife, because of course he wanted to be able to keep his wife, right, and keep the side woman on the side, much like what happened most of the times. This is exactly why I was pinpointing to y'all that yes, he needed the baby, because if he didn't, then he would have stated certain little piece of the puzzle, and then you wouldn't have this argument. They would have been in cahoots at this point in time. You would not have a dissension between both of them. Instead, what you would have is him saying, yeah, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to get rid of the kid. That's what you probably would have had in this particular moment. But notice his responses. Notice exactly where I'm going with each part. And again, you've seen Shayla, which you are seeing exactly why. Right? I come to task when it comes to Shayla. But nonetheless, let's say Amber doesn't know this.
Shayla, you're not thinking rational right now. All right? That's my wife. I'm going to say it again. My wife.
You're sleeping with your wife's best friend. So stop all that. I'm married.
Oh, so
my wife.
all of a sudden
like
you're
it's
innocent.
so special.
Are you innocent?
You know what?
Okay, so these arguments were there because Shayla consistently ensured Anthony remembered that he was cheating. That was the thing, you know. So for Shayla, and this is why I basically see Shayla as a low life, because she doesn't really care, right? About nothing at all and about sleeping with anyone at all. But she knows Anthony cares. She knows Anthony cares if he was caught. Because Anthony's on the hook, not Shayla. Shayla could go anywhere she wanted to go. Anthony's the one on the hook because he's the one that's actually in the marriage. Nonetheless, let's move to another clip. So in this clip, you're seeing now where Amber decides she's going to tell Shayla about Anthony's reaction to her telling him that she's pregnant.
And sometimes I've heard in marriages, it could make or break the marriage, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe it's just a lot of pressure. Things are getting very real, you know?
Well, nothing's gonna break us, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Not a baby.
You'll
not
have
nothing.
me. You'll always have me.
I'll always have you.
So notice in this time, these were times when Shayla was actually pregnant as well, right? Amber just got pregnant, Shayla was pregnant as well. So both of them were actually pregnant. These were times when both of them were actually pregnant. Amber was pregnant, Shayla was pregnant as well. But just notice these little periods of time. Amber must have remembered these things. She must have remembered when Shayla basically was just talking up in her face as if nothing was going on. This was my reasoning, see Charmer, why I say the things that I say about the Shayla character, and why the Shayla character, why what I'm calling out now is a double standard by the Amber character because of how she's treating the Shayla character in comparison to the Anthony character. And what I'm saying is, hey, if you want to throw the Anthony character to the barn, that's perfectly fine, but throw the Shayla character to the barn as well.
Yes.
I'm gonna have my man too. Don't even get it twisted.
I
He
mean,
ain't going nowhere.
He don't sound like he too excited about the baby, so you might need to lean on me a little bit more.
Probably just shock.
So notice what Shayla just said right there and pay attention to that. These are things. He probably don't seem like you might need to lean on me instead of him. So this has always been the Shayla character. Befriend the Amber character as much as I possibly can and then do things to her. This has been Shayla's ammo the entire time, which is exactly why the friendship makes no sense. It doesn't matter the form the friendship comes in. It doesn't matter how people want to see it. They can twist and turn and give. And by the way, I'm just giving you a few clips. There are multiple clips of this, and I'm sure I'm missing a clip or two. But I'm just giving you a grift of the story to show you exactly what's going on. Let's move to the next clip. All right, so since as we're not sure if we're right, in this particular clip, Anthony is having a boy. And Shayla is extremely upset that Anthony is having a boy. And Shayla is complaining because she wanted to have Anthony's first heir because it has always been Anthony's dream. And this is exactly why myself and Moneylaw and a lot of the other men stated to the ladies that if Amber's baby had come to fruition, Shayla's baby would have taken a back seat. Pay attention.
Oh, this is our first son. This is our first baby together. So is that what my life is going to be like? Is this funny to you?
Really? You're mad at me because I'm having a son with my wife?
Why would you even have a baby knowing that we're going to have a baby? Like,
Again, this is where she was arguing. She's complaining because he's having a son. Anthony having a son while she's having a son means she doesn't have all that leverage that she would have had. What should have been is basically a side woman. And if you notice, Anthony's perfectly fine with having the son. No, because Shayla was quiet. So what you're reading on the step is not Anthony not wanting the kid. It is Anthony saying, oh boy, how do I deal with this now? Now that I have two kids, how do I deal with this? But let's keep proceeding.
that never ceases to amaze
Shayla.
me. You could have waited for another time. Now you over here got Amber gloating around me, making me feel less than. Like, oh, I'm having Anthony's first son. And you know that's not the truth. I'm not supposed to be bothered by that.
I'm
so
really
what?
not.
So are you going to treat my son different than your son with Amber? So is my son not a priority?
All right, stop right there, so. And this would tell us exactly if Anthony wanted the kid or not. This is a point blank question I'm going to give to you so you understand what he was feeling in these moments. What was the Anthony character feeling? Remember I said, the Anthony character is big on family because he never had a family. So if we're reading the storyline, we have to read that into the storyline. He's always big on family. Remember, what he said was that his father wasn't there and that, the other, women had to raise him. That's basically it. So for him, the image of family is still there. Thus the little play date that they've had, with Shayla. The image of family is there. That's what we're showing you. Why he would have wanted that baby with Amber, because it made sense. He would have been married and had that baby. No, he would have had an outside child, but he would have had a baby with Amber nonetheless. Let's keep rocking. Let's see the answer.
Shayla, I am married. I'm having a child with my wife. All right? But I promise to you that our son will be a priority as well.
How are you going to make that a priority, Anthony?
So listen to what he said. That the son that he has with her will be a priority as well. In other words, not that her baby going to be ascended above the baby that him have with Amber, because yes, he wanted that child. The problem is that the dilemma is that he's having two kids. That is the dilemma. The dilemma is not that him don't want the kid. The dilemma is having two kids. One for his wife and one for the outside lady. That's what you're seeing being played.
How?
Look,
You gonna leave my son
they're
out in the
both my
cold?
children. You think I'm gonna love one of my children more than the other one? Come on now. I will still be there for our child. It's still a reflection of me.
And that ends that. As I mentioned to you, no, I'm not going to love one more than the other. Remember, we talked about this. And this was something I think we argued in the audience. And I said, can you love one more than the other? And the answer was, yeah, sometimes. Some people say they don't, but sometimes you can, depending on how the children are. Now, maybe if you had the children together in one household, that's different. But if the children are apart, as they would have been in terms of with Amber and Shayla, that's what it would have been. I wanted to pinpoint this out to you to kind of give you like a scope of the entire saga between Anthony, Shayla, and Amber. And again, this is why I'm saying that Amber getting a divorce and saying and being cutthroat with Anthony does not bother me if she's cutthroat with Shayla. Why I'm bothered is because she's cutthroat with Anthony, but then body on the next side with Shayla. And that is where I think that I am. Now, maybe the writers are going to give us her being cutthroat with Shayla, and she will win me on that instant by being cutthroat with Shayla. No, I don't like the cheating, but she should win my support on that instant, because of course that's what I'm looking to see. But being body with Shayla while you're being cutthroat with Anthony, for me, is a no-no. Friends, it's your time. Go ahead and go inside of the chat. Did you like the clips? You don't like the clip? You have a clip you want to add? Put it inside the comments. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to talk to y'all soon.